Okay, Keith here from Beat the Casino with our out in Vegas, Kevin. Catch us one. Everybody goes, what does catch us ones mean? Well, let me clarify that first for everybody first. Okay. That's his username in the forum. Catches, Kachatz, and the number one. So if you're wondering why do they call him Catch One? That's why. That's his username in the Beat the Casino forum. So we cleared that up.
Happens to be my name. Yeah.
Listen, Kevin, I know. So we started our series with Advantage Player Baccarat, and we're working our way through it. Just to recap, you did the player banker disparity. We went through that in the part one. The next one, we did opposites and repeats. Look at those two videos. And now we are up to this. Time before last and OTB4L. And I say them together, but we're just going to do time before last here first. Now, I know that you think this is probably, and everybody agrees with you, this is probably one of the most significant things you can learn in Baccarat. Nobody teaches you this, I don't think. So, Kevin, we got a partial shoe up here from the other day, and, I'm going to throw it over to you, and you can tell these folks about time before last.
Okay, well, if anybody really understood this, if everybody understood this in Baccarat, if everybody that played at the table next to you, if everybody went to the casino, understood this, the casinos would have to change their game. Okay,
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
No, really. This happens all the time. Not every shoe, whatever. Okay,
of course not.
So, what does TBL or time before last mean? Okay.
Yep.
So the first word you got to understand is the last hand. If the last hand was a player, okay?
Yep.
Okay. Then the one before that was a banker.
Yeah. So if this is the last hand, here's player. The one before that is banker. Just like that.
Okay. We're looking at hands 1 and 2 here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So hands 1 and 2 were a banker, then a player. So if we're trying to figure out what is TBL, the time before last,
right,
we go to the third hand, which is going to be a banker, but we go back 1, 2. The last one was a player. The time before that was a banker.
Right. So Kevin, let me play this hand by hand. I if I could and then I'll put the whole shoe back up, but just
sure,
to get rid of all the noise. So there's the first hand banker, if you see that, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So the next hand is player. So to figure out what the time before last bet is, you go to the hand before the last hand, which is banker. How's that?
Yeah, the last hand was player. The time one, the one before that was banker. So if you want to play banker. TBL, you're going to say it's going to be another banker.
That's right. So let me put the whole thing up, or I'll just put the next hand up, and there it was. And then you just go to this one. Well, here's the last hand. Here's the time before last. So if you're playing TBL, you're going to play player. Okay. And then the next hand was player. So I'll put the complete shoe back up. So I think that clarifies exactly where you're looking to make the next prediction.
That's correct.
Okay. Great.
And maybe you can even keep a count for us, Keith, somehow. Okay. So
I'm sorry. What's that, Kevin?
Maybe you could keep a count for us, and so we could show how relevant or important this is. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If we count to the 5th hand in the shoe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was a banker.
Right there.
Okay.
You can see that little 5 pops up.
The next one was okay. The next one.
6.
So the last hand was a banker. We know that.
Right.
The time before that was a player.
Yes.
That was the 4th hand of the shoe. Okay.
Yep. Right here.
So if we wanted to play TBL, continue to play TBL, we would bet player, and we would lose.
We'd have lost that one, yeah, because it went to banker.
Yep. Okay. So let's just say right now TBL is doing pretty well. Okay.
Yes.
If you look at it, we're 3-1.
Yep.
Okay. Even though we lost the last one. So if we want to do time before last again,
right.
Okay. the last hand was a banker,
Right.
and the one before that was a banker.
Right here and here.
Right. So the time before last, again, is we would bet banker.
Right. So you'd have caught it there. There you go.
We caught it there. And if you follow what the words time before last means, the last one was a banker. We're on the third bank in a sequence. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
The one before that was a banker.
Right.
So if we want to bet that again,
right,
which would be TBL, we bet banker again. And we win.
Yep. There we
Okay.
go.
Same thing holds for the next hand. If we want to bet the time before last, the last one was a banker. That one before that was a banker. So we bet banker again.
And that one.
And we win. And on and on and on, Keith.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Now here we would bet banker again. And I think that's where it ended. Yeah. Now here, Kevin, you go back to banker because right here is
the last one, the one before we're going to bet was a player. The time before that was a banker. So if we want to bet time before last, we have to bet banker.
Yep. So our bet on hand 11 would be banker.
That's correct.
There you go.
So right. And you're going to see this pattern or some derivative of it really often in a shoe.
Right.
And it's going to throw everybody off that doesn't know that this is simply the time before last.
Yep. It's the
how many would we have won and how many would we have lost? Can I count them for you?
Please,
we would have won
do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. We would have won 17 hands. And how many would we have lost? It has to be the 17 minus whatever.
2 and 4. You'd have lost here when it went to the 2 in a row here.
Yeah.
But then you picked it up here. And then when it went opposite here. Yep. So you'd have lost 4 times. On the 2 in a row.
Won how many?
I forget what you said. Well,
17.
17. Okay. Yep. So it's a great time before last beginning of the shoe. And what we're going to compare and contrast, and this is what we do in the private forum, is we're going to contrast this then, Kevin, and look for things that change with OTB4L, which of course is our next topic, which is opposite time before last. And we're going to compare and contrast those things in addition to adding all the other banker player disparity information that we did on the first 3 ones. So this is what it's all about. This is about tracking as many statistics, as relevant statistics as you can. But this is the most critical one. And Kevin, you have a lot to say on this time before last and OTB4L, which of course will be our next video. But GB09 on our in our private forum and our professional players forum is certainly one of the experts on this. I think
he lives and dies by this stuff. I mean,
he does. He plays in Australia, and he's probably one of the best players in the world today. And he lives and dies by TBL and OTB4L. And he has a lot to say about it. So if you really want to dig into this at a professional level, join the professional players forum at Beat the Casino. But listen, Kevin out there in Vegas, we're going to be giving you a lot of insight into this. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say you can get the free Edge Baccarat app on Google Play. I'll put the link down below. It's free. It's great for this series right here. It'll play time before last and opposite time before last for you and tell you if you're a little confused of how to what's the actual next bet for those 2 approaches. And it's free. It's from Beat the Casino for Android. So pick it up. The link will be below in the video. And, if you like me and Kevin's series here, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, whatever social media this happens to be on or you happen to see this on. Please like, subscribe, hit a button, do something. Okay. Give us a thumbs up. How about it, Kevin?
Yeah. There's one thing that's critical, Keith.
Yes.
Ties don't count. Okay.
No.
I think there were actually a couple of ties in here. Okay.
Yeah,
They
there
don't
were.
show.
Yeah.
There are actually, I think, 2 ties. Okay. I'm just saying that ties
No,
don't count. You
ties don't
still
count.
you forget ties. Okay.
Just ignore them. That's why we. I mean, you can put them in the strategic Baccarat interface, but it's best, especially when you're playing time before last, is just simply ignore them and move on. Some people find relevance and tracking them. I think it's like a musician who says there's a difference between C sharp and D flat on a violin. They're just basically kidding themselves. So anyway, time before last and OTB4L. Stick around for our OTB4L approach. And then I think the next one after this, Kevin, will be after we do OTB4L, we'll compare and contrast them and tell you how to look for these changes within a shoe. But this is certainly one of the most important ones that you can remember, time before last. Kevin, thank you so much in Vegas.
You got it, man.